Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live weekly Saturday chat. I hope you've all made it. I hope you've all had an amazing, fabulous week. And it has been another really, really great week in the British royal family. Everyone has been winding down for Christmas. The Queen has left to go to Sandringham. So the holidays have officially begun. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve and then obviously Christmas Day and then Boxing Day. So let the festivities begin. Let's do a couple of fan flaps because yes, I love Christmas. I really do. Let me know if you love Christmas or let me know if you don't. Let me know if you don't celebrate Christmas. But yes, I'm feeling rather festive and in the holiday mood. So I need to find the chat room, don't I? So that I can talk to all the lovely people in the chat room. Where are you all? Let's have a look. Aha, hang on. Oh, we have lots of people in tonight. Hello to everyone who has said hello. Jill says, you are the voice of reason. Thank you so much. And you are glad you found me. Merry Christmas and God bless from Granny Jill in Florida. Hello, Granny Jill. Lou Guy says 16 of us are waiting. Hello to Book Princess. Hello to everybody. Sorry, I don't have time to say hello to everybody. But I can see everyone in the chat room. Beverly says, hey Elliot, thank you for your informed coverage of the royal family. Please have a wonderful holiday season. And the same goes to you too. Thank you for the comments on the outfit. Yes, this is one of my nan's brooches with the Queen's snowflake or rather star brooch, I suppose. My nan's set of pearls, which I'm using as a kind of string. Mary says, I've been watching the Royal Variety Show. It's on YouTube. Yes, it is amazing. I love the Royal Variety Show, and it really is a show full of variety. It is what it says on the tin. It is a variety show, and I'm sure Harry and Meghan would have really enjoyed it when they went. Thank you to Cindy, who says I look really smart. Thank you. What topics do we have tonight? Well, you always cover my topics anyway. Well, I was going to talk about the possibility that maybe Prince Louis did actually attend the Queen's Christmas lunch because eagle-eyed viewers noticed there was a little tiny seatbelt kind of protruding over what looked like a little tiny weeny dark baby seat. So maybe, just maybe, unconfirmed, but maybe Prince Louis did attend. SC1964 says, glad to be able to watch from the start for once. You are more than welcome, and I'm glad that you were able to make it. Monroe Taylor says, Merry Christmas. I made it first time in a while. I hope you are all getting notifications. Loads of you have been saying that you haven't been getting my notifications. I have nothing to do with that. It is all YouTube. Anything technical is YouTube. All I can say is maybe unbell and then rebell. Maybe that will give you a better chance of getting a notification. I don't know. Lou Guy says, I always sit through the commercials, or Elliot gets no funds from them. It is true. YouTube does pay YouTubers if people watch the adverts. So if you do want to support me in any way, just stick out the adverts for a little bit. It does help. Lots of people saying hello to you. Thank you, Rodney. Sonia says, "Ooh, super sparkles from your tiara. Which one is it? That you are wearing? It is the replica papyrus tiara. I think it's quite a good replica, actually. I know my hair's in the way. I'm sorry, but actually, these kind of Amazon cheap tiaras. I mean, a lot of them don't go over £20-30 each. They are really good." And actually quite good quality. Probably, obviously, not a patch on the real thing. I have not worn a real tiara. I imagine they're quite heavy because even these ones with rhinestones and metal are quite heavy. So I can imagine with diamonds and real jewels, they would actually be quite heavy. So I can see why the Queen has her favourites. And perhaps the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara is, I think, one of the lightest. So that is one that she wears quite often. But yes, seeing as I'm wearing tiaras quite often these days, I kind of get phantom tiara feelings. Even when I'm not wearing one, I kind of feel like I've got one on. Does that happen? I don't know. I'm getting phantom tiara feelings. But yes, this one I love because I like pearls. So yes, the cheap Amazon tiaras are really good. It's always a tiara occasion. Never think that just because you might not go to these occasions that require a tiara, that you can't own one. You can. You can wear them whilst doing the washing up. You can wear them gardening. You can wear them mowing the lawn. You can wear them washing the car. Just add elastic. You can wear them doing the hoovering and the dusting. It is always a tiara occasion. Don't be put off. By the way, tiaras. This is a really nice introduction. So I have this one to give away. I know I've been saying for a while now, but I have the replica Meghan's Queen Mary Diamond Bandeau to give away. It's still not been open. This one has flexible wings, adjustable wings, so that you can adjust it to the size of your head. Probably no elastic required like mine. But this is how you can win it. I'm doing a giveaway. When did I say I was going to do it? The 2nd of January, I'm going to be doing a live draw. I will be having names in my top hat, and I will come on and do a live chat. I will draw out the winning name. How do you get your name in my top hat? You need to become a Royal Reviewer patron on Patreon. I have the link in the description. Also, from where this tiara is from, and some of my other tiaras, not this one, but some of my other ones, are from a website called The Royal Look for Less. I also have details in the description, but they are offering you guys, my viewers, 10% off your order. The Royal Look for Less does replica outfits, tiaras, jewellery, accessories, loads of different things. I obviously was attracted to the tiara section, but if you use the code Royal Reviewer 18, the link is in the description, you will get 10% off. So there you go, 10% off your order. I think you just add it at checkout. There you go. Don't say I don't give you guys anything. 10% off, that's good. Margaret says, what is Charles and Camilla's house at Norfolk? Do you know what? Do they have one? I'm not sure. It's escaped me. I know it's Burke Hall at Balmoral. But it's escaped me at Norfolk. I'm not even sure they do, or do they? I'm not quite sure. It's escaped me. In fact, I'm going to go and check because I don't like not knowing anything. Not knowing anything doesn't do it for me. It's one of those days. Prince Charles, Norfolk home. It's quite easy. If ever anyone wants to search anything, you just Google. Here we go. I'm not sure they do, because I have a list of his homes. Clarence House is the official in London. Highgrove House is near Tetbury. We all know Highgrove. Burke Hall is in Balmoral, like I said. They have one in Wales, which I can't pronounce. It begins with an L. I think it's I can't pronounce it. I'm so sorry. Yes, I don't think they do have a separate one in Norfolk. There we go. Maybe someone can correct me. Let me just go back to the chat room. But those are the ones listed anyway. You see, sometimes you just have to check. Hello to Mary. Yes, people are getting bells. That's so good. Elaine says, click on the thumbs up button. Yes, please do click on the thumbs up button. And make sure you're subscribed as well, because YouTube had a purge on subscribers, and it took away 260 fake accounts. Don't ask me how they got on there. Maybe it was Russia. I don't know. But I'm glad they're gone anyway. But it still left me 260 down. So if you're not subscribed, please do. Hello to Lady Buckingham Dawn, one of our moderators, who does a wonderful job. And EAO is in the room too. And Jamie is here too, otherwise known as HN the King. Mrs. BSN says, now I've been surfing the court circular to keep on happenings and noticed on the 12th of the 18th, that Mrs. Sally Osman was received by the Queen upon relinquishing her appointment as Director of Royal Communications. Yes, the Court Circular is an excellent resource to check what engagements have gone on, and anyone can do it. It's just type in Court Circular in Google, it will come up. A link will turn up for you. No, my partner does not have the same enthusiasm for the royals as I do. No, I mean, like I say, someone asked me last week how it all started, and history. I've always loved history, Tudor history, ancient Egyptians, the pharaohs, Vikings, any type of old history. And of course, my family's always been big supporters of the royal family, and I think it's just an interest that's kind of grown, and I've sort of read more and learnt more about everything. Tracy's still waiting to win the tiara. Mrs. BSN is carrying on. When Her Majesty invested her with the insignia of a lieutenant of the Royal Victorian Order. Funny other staff members leave, but no big media concern. Yes, of course, you're referring to when Meghan has had staff that have left. And yes, not the same fuss created, definitely. Rhonda says, we should all wear tiaras whilst watching me. I think you should. And if you have a real one, even better. Mrs. BSN says, thank you for providing a website for the Royal Look for Less and the discounted code. Go and enjoy. Lou Guy says, my experts on the Royals are here. You're rather a new fan since Meghan. I think Meghan has introduced a lot of new people to the royal family and the British monarchy. And I hope that people are have been attracted by Meghan, but I hope that they're finding that there are other royals that they are interested in too, because the royals do so much good work, and there are so many to follow. It's hard to keep up sometimes. Teresa says, royal reviewer for less. I need some t-shirts. It's always a tiara moment, and then me with a picture doing the washing up with gloves on would be quite funny. Oh my goodness, people are getting notifications. What is going on? My goodness. N. Sharan says, I've heard Catherine and William will no longer spend Christmas with the Middletons from now on. No. Like I say, I think since they've been married, they spent 2 Christmases with the Middletons. But there could be more. There certainly hasn't been an announcement to say that they are not going to from now on. Jeannie says, I hear there's a video of Meghan's baby kicking when she was at the celebrity retirement home. I've heard about it. I haven't been able to find it, but I'm sure it's there if I looked hard enough. But yes, people have been saying there was a video where quite visibly there was like a little movement and Meghan's hands went to baby bum. As I'm sure they would if you had something inside your tummy kicking you, wanting to get out. And yes, Meghan and Harry, well, Meghan took Harry to show him the Hub Community Kitchen, which is, unofficially known as the Grenfell Community Kitchen, but the Hub Community Kitchen, which is ran by those ladies who were in the cookbook and added recipes to the cookbook. And I believe it was Harry's first time visiting, and Adele, the singer Adele, she was there twice in the week. So a very busy charitable week for Adele. And yes, Mary, Adele was at the Hub on her own and not with the royals. And yes, Meghan did grab the bump with both hands. It must have been a very big kick. Oh, Elaine's enjoying Irish coffee. Merry Christmas to Book Princess in Germany. Hello to Martin. Sorry if I haven't said hello to you individually. I am kind of skipping down. Kathy says, why can't Harry and Meghan stay with the Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall over the holidays? Well, the Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall, we are led to believe, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but we think that Camilla goes to see her family on Boxing Day, and then she comes back up, and then Charles and Camilla go off to Birk Hall at Balmoral to spend Hogmanay. So there'd be a bit of traipsing around if they did. But certainly there is space at Anne Hall for Harry and Meghan, which is the Cambridge's family home. Sheila says, is it not Harry and Meghan who are stealing the spotlight and the media are doing it? Yes, I definitely don't think Harry and Meghan are trying to do any more than any other royal. If you, in fact, I saw some statistics for the year to date, and it kind of broke down royal engagements month by month by month. And the most work, it may surprise you, is done by the Queen and her children. So Princess Anne, Prince Edward, Prince Andrew, and Charles are all doing the most engagements. Would it surprise you if I said that Harry and Meghan and William and Catherine are actually further down the list of royal engagements per month? The Queen's children are still doing way more than anyone else, and the Queen as well. Obviously, she is still working tremendously hard, but the media are giving lots of spotlight attention to Harry and Meghan in particular. So all that you kind of see are their engagements, but I do try on this channel, obviously, to cover as many royal engagements as I possibly can. I do sometimes make a compilation video of lesser known royal engagements. The Queen's cousins are still working incredibly hard. They are still full-time working royals, and they do so many good, decent engagements that raise the profiles for lots and lots and lots of charities. But you do tend to only hear about the Harry and Meghan ones. There are lots of Harry and Meghan specific websites and blogs and vlogs and YouTube channels, and I do try and encompass everybody into this channel. So that's what I'm saying about if you've been attracted to the royal family by Meghan joining. I hope that you are finding other royals that you are interested in too. Okay, in the interest of balance, I'm going to read Trudy's comment, which says, now's your chance, Meghan, run! Come home to America before the royals steal your personality like they did Catherine. I don't think they've stolen Catherine's personality. Catherine and Meghan have a very different personality. And of course, very different backgrounds, upbringings, and of course from two different countries. So of course there are going to be differences, but differences doesn't mean that personalities have been stolen, and it certainly doesn't mean, as some would have you believe, that there are feuds going on. There are no feuds. Bear Cub fan says, wow, you look incredible today. Love the outfit. Oh, thank you so much. I do try. By the way, this is the last Royal Reviewer Talk of the Crown episode of the year. Is it of the year? Or am I back before then? No, I think I'm back in January. So this is the last one of this year. Next week, I will be taking a break. So I won't be here on Saturday next week. But then I will be back the following week, which I think is the first Saturday of January. But I'll still be doing my weekly vlog. So you'll see me vlogging bits of Christmas Day. Floss and Rog Payne says, I've been a real follower since 1953 and my first fancy dress party for the coronation. You were 18 months old. Wow. Like I say, a lot of people have only ever experienced the Queen as their monarch. Before then, my grandparents, for example, I think probably experienced maybe 3 different monarchs in their lifetime. Me today and lots of other people alive today have only ever experienced one monarch, and that is our good Queen Elizabeth II. And I think that's why, people feel really secure with Queen Elizabeth. And, some people may feel a little bit apprehensive about the future. And I think certainly the 70th birthday programme that Charles made basically relayed a lot of fears about what people were kind of thinking about what type of king he would be. And hopefully that's put a lot of people's fears to bed. I think Charles will be a very, very, very good king. I've always said Charles the Conscientious. That's what he'll go down as, even if he doesn't take Charles as his regnal name. He could choose George. We think he might go George. I think he might go George, but who knows? I think he'll want a bit of a new start. He sees the role as king as completely different to the role of Prince of Wales. And I think he'll want to have a new start. So a new name would indicate a new start. And I think possibly he will go with George for continuity. from his grandfather. So yes, I think that's the direction that we will be going in once Charles is king. But yes, certainly, definitely Charles the conscientious, conscientious of the planet and everything. Thank you to all the new patron members. And I have sent out some further Christmas cards to you, but obviously there was a bit of a cut-off point. So if you are a really, really new member, I'm sorry I haven't had a chance to send you one. But certainly people that joined maybe a couple of weeks ago will have had a Christmas card. Jamie says, a pregnant woman's baby started kicking. What a revelation. It is indeed, especially if it's in Meghan's tummy. Or so it appears. Vinny Blair said, my daughter showed me the video of the moving baby bump this morning. She has it saved on her phone. One can actually see the movement. Oh, my goodness, it would feel so weird. Oh, I don't know how you do it. How do you have something kicking inside your tummy? That would drive me insane. I'd be like, pipe down. For goodness sake, I'm trying to sleep. Stop kicking. My goodness. My tiara's off to anybody who has had something kicking in their tummy. Noreen says, hi Elliot, I'm new to your chat, love it very much. Thank you so much. Mrs. BSN says, oh my God, can we please find that video of evidence of the baby moving so that those who are screaming she's wearing a fake belly can move on to some other fantasy rumour? Okay, I am getting my fan flap out. The fake belly? Really? Oh, I flicked my fan. Where's my fan? I'm getting my fan. Okay, this is how much fake news it is. It jumped. The fake news jumped out of my hand. Right. Fake news fan flap for the fake belly. Meghan does not have a fake baby bump. Ah, where did that... In fact, I know where that started from. From that lizard lady. You know the one. Yes, lizard lady. Lizard lady started all that fake belly bump nonsense, I think. Anyway... PM Smile says, wonder if William and Harry will play football at the traditional match against the Sandringham staff. They usually do, so I can't imagine that they wouldn't, unless there's really some kind of reason why. Oh, by the way, don't the media like to change their minds? First of all, it was Meghan's banned Harry from the Boxing Day shoot. And I remember making a video on it saying, hang on a moment. It's not been confirmed, and until we see that he hasn't actually attended it, then we don't actually know. And I said, just hold your horses, because obviously, you know, we know that hunting on country estates in the countryside, it isn't necessarily just a sport. They do eat what is killed or culled. It is used for food, and you know, it does also manage the whole ecosystem, so that, you know, an ecosystem is very finely balanced in the food chain. So, you know, animals need to be sustainable, which is why these culls happen on farms and in these large country estates. But yes, nothing is wasted. And now the media has changed their mind and saying, oh, well, maybe Meghan's allowed Harry to go shooting after all. It isn't really Meghan's choice. Yes, I don't think Harry would do something if his wife was completely against it. But like I say, this does have a purpose. It is not the same as going to Africa and shooting a rhino or shooting an elephant, which of course William and Harry are completely opposed to. William, you know, with the Tusk Trust, Harry's gone out there to save elephants. We know that they do not like killing animals, you know, for that kind of reason. It is not like killing an elephant, a rhino, a giraffe, an endangered species. This is food to eat. You know, that chicken that you see in the supermarket, those pork chops, the joint of beef, it has all been killed and culled for you to eat. You may see it as pre-packed, but yes, it does actually roam around or fly around in a field somewhere or a forest or whatever. This is what happens. It's the food chain. Unless you're vegan or vegetarian, then that is how you get your meat. And I think Meghan is wise enough to know the difference between killing an endangered animal for its fur or for its tusk, as opposed to sustainable living on a country estate. It is very, very different. So I would say hold your horses on, you know, Harry at the Boxing Day shoot. I think we may just see him, or rather, at least hear that he has been. Margaret says, what I am wondering is if there will be another cookbook later on. Who knows? Sky is the limit. Where there are recipes, there are more recipes. So yes, I mean, the money raised for the hub kitchen probably won't last forever. So they probably will need to raise extra funds, maybe a second cookbook. Lou Guy says, I love Princess Anne. Especially her love of horses is remarkable. She rehomes horses too. She does indeed. And of course, lots of the royal family have a big interest in horses. And Sophie Wessex took Lady Louise, I love Lady Louise, to the horses yesterday. I think it's an indoor event. I think it's in London somewhere. But yes, we saw kind of photographs of Lady Louise and Sophie Wessex, and always looking happy with the horses. One of the roles I am very intrigued about is Lady Louise. You know that. I just think she's really interesting, and I love the fact that she looks so much like the Queen. I found a photograph of the Queen roughly about the same age. Lady Louise is 15. Oh, they look so alike. Even she was wearing this kind of I think it was like a tweed coat, and the photograph I found, the Queen was wearing almost the exact same coat. It may have been the exact same coat, I don't know, but yes, they look remarkably similar. Oh, we have a super chat donation. Adavis128 has donated $5. Thank you so much. You get a yellow fan flap. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Okay, let's read some comments. Hang on. Hello to everyone who's just joined. How many's watching now? 354, my goodness. Judy says, happy holidays and greetings from Fairhope, Alabama. Love your channel. Who do you think, personally speaking, that Diana would have had more friendship with, Meghan or Catherine? You can't ask that question. I am banning that question. We don't have favourites here. Okay. Like I said before, this kind of goes back to what I said before. They are both very, very different girls. Totally different. Like I said, different upbringings, different backgrounds, different countries. It all goes to make a completely different person. We're all different people, but you know what I mean. I do see very, very different women. I think Diana would have liked both. I'm going to be very diplomatic. I think she'd have liked both for very different reasons. I could see qualities that Diana had in both of them. So yes, I think that she would have liked both choices of wife, definitely. Monroe Taylor says, people, when I carried my babies, you're a mother of two, you held your baby all the time. The baby is moving, kicking, you rub your tummy to calm them and yourself. You can look in a mirror and see the motions. Oh, that would be so weird. Wouldn't that be weird? I can't imagine it. But there we go. That's life. Bojang says, Harry went to buy that cooking book that Meghan promoted. Oh, you want to buy it? It's the Hub Community Cookbook. Angelica says, we have a problem in Athens. We can't see you. Refresh. If you can't see me, refresh or reload. Yes, together, our community cookbook. Christine says, Charles and Camilla will be featured on the cooking channel. The show is Extreme Cake Bakers. I haven't heard that. I will be sure to check that out. Will the royals be attending church this Sunday? Yes, I do believe so. It is traditional. And we will definitely see who is at Sandringham. For real, no speculation. We will see who is there when they are walking to church. HM the King says, before his retirement, Prince Philip was doing more than Harry, Catherine and William combined. But of course, all you see is what's covered by the press. And I do think it is highly unfair when so much good work is being done by other members of the royal family. Running Late says, wish we can get pics of Her Majesty's private engagements. Don't we all? We have another super chat donation. HM has donated $5. Thank you so much. Yay! Back to the subject of private photographs, or rather photographs of the engagements. Yes, I kind of do wish I could see the more private moments. However, they are private for a reason. If it's a family occasion, then I think they are. They do deserve their privacy. There is a difference between when you are attending a public event than to a private event. I know we all want to see, but sometimes we just can't, and we have to just accept that we can't. But the one thing that does kind of annoy me in particular is that, you know, sometimes the traditional media think they have a monopoly on the royals and what we can see. And, you know, some things like the investitures, or when the Queen is meeting someone in the audience room, it's always media photos that are used, which means that technically, you know, other channels shouldn't be using those photographs unless they have permission to do so. So it would be nice if, for example, investitures, if the palace actually put out some photographs of their own that, of course, they're happy for people to share, which is fine. So yes, I wish that there was that the palace put out some more of their own photos and video footage than what they do. Well, Karen Warren has donated $14.99. Thank you so much to Karen. You lot are the best. I really do have the best viewers and friends. I do think of you all as my friends. So thank you so much to Karen. Mrs. VSN says, I was a Diana fan, watched them from afar, but Meghan reignited my interest. I love the history and how all the royal families are related. I even found another, Princess Angela of Liechtenstein, who had biracial heritage, I do believe, is what you're saying. But I'm not sure. I haven't really heard of her. I will have to look her up. Margaret says, I think we should cut the younger royals a little slack since they're also trying to raise families. They are indeed. But I do believe that, you know, Charles and Diana also had a very full program of engagements when they were younger, raising families. But of course, times do change. Judith says, why do you think you don't hear more about Princess Anne's work? Because she's not being billed as a fashion horse trying to sell clothes and sell newspapers. I would be interested. I would buy a magazine or a newspaper if it had Princess Anne on. But I think the media have this perception that, you know, Princess Anne or Prince Edward aren't going to sell papers and stories, and that's why we don't see loads of fake stories about them all the time, which is why we're seeing this slew of fake press about Harry and Meghan and Catherine and William all the time. Scott Loud says, please bring back the Royal Roundup. I do. When I have the time to do the Royal Roundup, I do try and do that. Monroe Taylor says, I think the press want to recreate a problem like Diana and Charles to sell their papers. I think that's what they're going for, definitely. Where can you find the book, Together Our Community Cookbook? On Amazon. You can find anything on Amazon. Floss and Rog says, Catherine is a class act, ideal for Queen Consort material, and Meghan is a great ambassador. I think they've both got suitable roles. I think you're right. I think Catherine will be a very steadfast queen when eventually she gets to that point. And yes, I think Meghan will be a great ambassador for the Commonwealth in particular, and whatever causes she chooses to take up. Nova, I agree. Everyone should stop comparing Catherine and Meghan. It's getting boring. I would agree. Lou Guys says, you are so good about the two girls. Good for you supporting them like you do. I couldn't do anything else. That's just how I feel. It really is. Jennifer says, Harry and Meghan are new, so they are in the spotlight. That will change. I'm hoping all this bad fake news media will die down quickly. But whilst people still keep clicking and still keep buying, it will carry on. I'm hoping, really hoping that it goes away. Bev says, Princess Anne's schedule is booked for January and February. The royals tend to plan at least 6 months in ahead, with some longer engagements planned, but usually it's no more than 6 months ahead. Muriel says, oh my God, I am on today. Happy Christmas, everybody. Members of the Royal Reviewer community. We are the positive ones, and here's wishing much joy and peace to all. I agree. Thank you so much to everyone for being positive and sticking with me when, you know, sometimes it's fashionable to go with all the fake news stories, and I tend not to do that. Even though I'd probably get way more views by going with all the scandal or the fake scandal that's been mooted around, but I don't. I go with the less attractive truth. The truth is less attractive for some strange reason. So thank you to everyone for sticking with me, and hopefully you all like a good dollop of truth. Margaret says, James Middleton, Catherine's brother, was at a party with Harry's ex-girlfriend, Cressida. Bonus. He was. He was indeed. And I did see some paparazzi photographs of that. Jamie says, Margaret, the Queen raised 4 children whilst carrying out full-time duties. The reality is the younger royals don't work as hard. William only has an average of 80-hour work month. My goodness. I mean, of course, what really tells is the amount of engagements at the end of the year once everything is tallied up. And I mean, you can't really argue with stats. However, you know, some engagements, for example, if you're on a royal tour, you know, you may have 4 engagements, 5 engagements a day. So you can rack up the engagements really quickly. For example, you may also have several engagements a day in one location, or you might be out on work days where it takes more time to get to lots of different engagements, so maybe you do a little bit less. So it kind of averages out a little. You have to look at kind of what the engagements are, how far away they've been, that kind of thing. But you know, if there is a massive gap, then that is telling. Geraldine says, I only took interest in the royal family from Meghan. You joined it now and I love them all. Oh, Stephanie's telling me I will return on Saturday, January the 5th. Yes, that is the date. Oh, by the way, I have just I'm a little bit behind actually, but I have just recorded today my Christmas message. So I will be putting that together and I will be preloading it on so that, well, actually, let me know, because the last 2 years I've done my Christmas message. I've set it to go live at 3 o'clock, the same time as the Queen. However, I admit that most of you, including myself, would rather watch the Queen at 3 o'clock. So I'm thinking maybe I should put it at 3:30 on Christmas Day and turn it into a premiere so that I can join in and you can all watch the Christmas message at the same time. Let me know if you think that would be fun, or would you rather I just put it out at 3 like I have done for the previous 2 years. And I would love for the Queen to watch my speech. I really would. I've written it myself. I have written it myself. I've written all of my 2 previous Christmas messages. Yes, let me know. But I really hope that the Queen is watching it, and I hope she gets a chance to see it, because, I mean, who knows? Maybe she's bored of her own speeches. Maybe she needs to look at someone else's. Maybe she could watch mine. I don't know. But yes, let me know what you think. What would you prefer? Wendy says, I also have loved the monarchy since 1953. You were 8 years old and an American. I have never wavered. Just like the Queen, never wavered. Lugai says 80 hours a week is lots. Maybe Jamie meant, did you mean, oh, month. He meant month. Did I say week? Jamie said month. Oh yes, on the other exciting news is another royal wedding at St George's Chapel, and the wedding reception at Frogmore as well, I do believe. Running Late says, how come Princess Anne's engagements are not known in the USA? Because they're probably not reported on. But I do report on them whenever I see them. So do check out my channel, because I do report whenever I get to have them. Beverly says, would you place would you place my royal t-shirts? Oh, would I create one? I would, but I'm trying to figure out kind of what's the best place to do t-shirts or merchandise. For example, I would love it. anytime is Tiara time or something like that. I think Redbubble is really, really good. So maybe I could check out Redbubble. Adavis says, I love your style. You look very dapper. I enjoy your balanced reporting. Thank you. I do try my best. Ninova says, am I the only one here that remembers Look magazine? It rings a bell. That's the first time I saw a picture of Her Majesty when I was a little girl. Look, I'm sure we had Look in the UK, did we? Live, Love and Laugh says, the Queen has probably been the only monarch most of us have known. She's precious to all of us. Definitely. She's definitely the only one that I've known. And Matla says, I'm thinking of you right now as I have my Burger King fish sandwich. You are the fish queen. She can be the Burger Queen. How about the Burger Queen t-shirt? Redbubble, have a Burger Queen t-shirt. I would love to give the Queen a Burger Queen t-shirt. I think she'd love it. It truly is something. It's a bit of a spectacle. Becky Amungo says, I think you are correct. I think Charles will be a great king. Mary was attracted to the royals because of Diana. Oh, Sam is watching Mrs. Crocombe. I love Mrs. Crocombe. She makes amazing Victorian dishes as part of the trust. Why have I'm forgetting everything today. But yes, Mrs. Crocombe, I love her. I love her like blancmange mold and jelly molds and things like that. She's amazing. Do go and check her out. EAO says, Jamie, I think the Queen and others are slow to give up causes. I think we are in for a round of the Queen giving up some more charities soon. Maybe next year. I don't know when next year, but I'm assuming, seeing as Meghan and Catherine have been seen. Obviously, Catherine's taken on Evelina London. Meghan has been kind of around the Royal Variety charity recently, both of which are the Queen's current patronages. And I think the Queen may be gearing up for another round of giving some of them up, which I think is sensible. In fact, I was surprised. I've said this before. I was surprised last time it wasn't anymore. I think it was 25. Like when they announced that the Queen was going to be giving up some patronages, I thought, my goodness, she's going to be giving up a couple of hundred to scale back. No, she only gave up 25. So yes, if that's her idea of scaling back, I mean, my goodness, she's still patron of almost 600 charities, 590 something, I think the total is. So who knows? Maybe she's gearing up. Maybe it will be another 25, which is like a drop in the ocean. Her Majesty most certainly is a workhorse, a tireless workhorse. But I'd like to say to Her Majesty, you can give up a bit more. There are plenty of royals there that can pick up the slack. But yes, I think Meghan has probably taken a look at some of the Queen's charities and maybe picked some that best fit. I think the Royal Variety charity definitely fits. And of course, Catherine has been to Evelina London before. So it kind of makes sense that maybe we're gearing up to see another round of patronages being handed over. Yes, my fan flipped almost out of the room. Sam says, no, you just want to go to the loo more often than normal. That's what kicking baby does. Oh my God, I couldn't imagine it. I'm so glad we don't have to do it as men. My tiara goes off to all the women that carry babies. Parmalee Stevens says, can you believe those stupid YouTube channels talking about fake baby bellies? No, I can't believe it, but yes, I can believe it because I've seen them. Nia Nova says, lizard lady. You know who I mean by lizard lady. Mrs. BSN says, I'm on the floor laughing. The black fan flew. The fan was out the door. It was in another dimension. Sheila Bloom says, I think I need a tiara while watching your show. I'm jealous. You can wear, it's always tiara time. People are laughing at the fake news belly. Yes, fake news is driving the black fan to jump on its own volition. Out it went. Tracy McCain says, lizard lady. I'm not even saying who she is. I am not drumming up any support for lizard lady. Mary Brunn says, they said Beyonce had a fake. Well, Beyonce. Okay, I am not one for conspiracy theories, okay? I only believe with what I see with my own two eyes. But there is footage with Beyonce's first pregnancy when she was pregnant with Ivy Blue. I kid you not. There is footage of Beyonce. She stood and she sits down and the bump crumples. Now, I don't know of any baby bump that crumples. And then there was the whole thing about when she was giving birth, she booked out the whole wing and nobody actually saw, you know, what was going on, of course. So I don't know about her first pregnancy, but I do believe that Beyonce naturally gave birth to her twins. But the first one, I kid you not, I saw a video, it's probably on there, where her baby bump crumples. It wasn't right. Jeannie Gibbs says the media isn't doing Catherine and Meghan any good when they report fake news. They are making themselves look silly, and then they backtrack on themselves, and then they look even more stupid. Candice Bavaria says, yes, Elliot, you are so right. Lizard Lady from the... I'm not even saying her channel name. Made up weird stories about Meghan, and she's still doing it, even now. Sam says, I have been called Lizard Lady. No, I don't mean you. I don't know why you're called Lizard Lady. But no, there is a lizard lady out there. EAO says, if he doesn't go shooting, Harry, of course, it does not mean Meghan asked him to stop. Exactly. There could be other reasons entirely. Although Harry has always been a very keen hunter when it comes to that kind of thing. Live, Love and Laugh says, I believe when mommy sleeps, baby sleeps also. Babies kick in the daytime. I have no idea if that's true or not. Okay, I'm just kind of going... I know I'm a little bit far behind. Lisa says, people seem to forget that Meghan has given up her whole American life. It is a humongous change to give up your entire American life and come over to little old Blighty and marry into one of arguably the most watched family in the world. Dean Martin says, you need to get invited to Buckingham Palace by the Queen for Christmas and spend a week or... Oh my goodness. Okay, I would love to be invited to Buckingham Palace. It would be my dream. I'd be like, ooh, here's a little bit of blue paper. I'll take that home. No, I wouldn't go roaming. Although it would be hard for me not to sit on the throne in the throne room. You might have to hold me back. And if ever I came across a tiara, well, you know what I'd do. It would be straight on the head. I wouldn't take it anywhere, but it would be straight on the head. I would love a backstage tour. Actually, the wardrobe really intrigues me. Angela Kelly seems like a lovely lady. And I think she runs a tight ship. I've read her book, and it seems like she runs a tight ship. But she is the curator of all the Queen's jewellery, as well as, obviously, with the fashion as well. And I think the wardrobe is amazing. I would love to see the Queen's fur collection, and of course, just to look. I joke, I would not put the Queen's tiara on, but I would love just to look and see them and just give them a wiggle and see the sparkle. That would be amazing. Oh, yes. I would love to spend a day with Angela Kelly. She seems a lovely lady. Like I say, I think she's very firm. She comes across as, you know, maybe a bit firm, but I like Angela Kelly, and I would love to see the wardrobe. But yes, a garden party with the Queen would be most auspicious. Mrs. BSN says, if people think about it, last year she was new to the entire family, customs, etc. I'm sure if Harry didn't attend or participate in 2017, then it was because he wanted to spend time with his new fiancée. That is my sentiments exactly. It is the Boxing Day shoot. Maybe they just wanted a little cozy time. A little snuggle, cozy time. If anything, that's more than likely what it was. Sanju says, how are you? Where's your favourite fake news spot? Small binoculars. They're here. They're here, look. If ever I spot any fake news, I can get out my opera glasses. I would. Do you know what? I have never been to an opera, and I would love to go to an opera. I love the singing. I watch them on YouTube. you can find operas on YouTube. I do love them, and I would love to see one in the flesh, so to speak. SC1964 says, lizards, lots of laughter. You know the score with the whole lizard thing. But yes, there is a lizard lady on YouTube that makes up stories about royal family being lizards and other such nonsense. Patricia says, Merry Christmas from Columbus. Vinny Blair said, lizard lady could be anyone. Samantha, Lady Campbell, Camilla Tomini. My goodness, you don't start any rumours. No, Lizard Lady is on YouTube. I'm not giving her her full name. She does not deserve a shout-out. Although I may call her on my danger phone. Parmalee Stevens says, for a fake lascivious site, check out the guy who reads the magic cards. Every now and then I post and tell them rubbish. I still have my set of tarot cards that I bought to obviously dispel, you know, all the myths about them. I have been looking at them, and it is completely just applied logic. There is nothing to these tarot cards whatsoever. They are complete nonsense. But you can take any card, as I've proven when I did just a random tarot reading. You can take any card and you can apply it to anybody. And it is your choice as the reader whether you make it positive or negative. And lots of people like to do negative ones. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Oh, I do miss Scylla, especially at Christmas. I loved the Christmas surprise. And if you're in the UK, you know what I'm talking about. The first Mrs. R says, I don't think anyone allows Harry to do or not do anything. I would agree. You think he made a choice on his own? I doubt he would have stayed with Meghan if they weren't able to negotiate differences. Exactly. Relationships are a negotiation, a constant negotiation. Monroe Taylor says, remember, Princess Diana did not like hunting either. She wasn't very country pursuity, so to speak. So if Harry does not go, he heard about that from his mum first. I've got a feeling Harry will be at the hunt, but we will wait and see what reports come back, and we'll assess whether we believe them or not. Natalia says, I love the roles, but I think they are a bit hypocritical when it comes to the issue of hunting. Like I say, it's very, very different. Shooting a rhino, shooting an elephant is very, very different to shooting a pheasant or something that is going to be eaten, that has a purpose to be part of the food chain. If you're killing an animal for its skin, for its ivory, for its fur, that is completely abhorrent and wrong. And they are two completely different things. Margaret McCulloch says, also, these are just random birds out on the wild. They have gamekeepers that breed bird specifically for this purpose. Exactly. It is a sustainable lifestyle. Shining Star says, can you block Sheila Dunbar? She's spreading hate about Meghan in the chat. The mods are onto it. Go mods. Go get Sheila Dunbar. Christine says, you're down the road in Cincinnati. Candice Bavaria says, I went there. He shows animosity to Meghan, so his so-called readings are not objective or real. These tarot readings, none of them are real. Like I say, they make up their mind if they want it to be positive or negative. I've done it myself, and I've only had the deck. I only had the deck for like 2 days, and I only looked at it once. Doesn't take a brain surgeon to work out how to apply a little bit of logic. Seriously. Arnold Sanders says, I flagged Lizard Lady and the Tig. Good on you. Lou Guy says, yes, I always like shy Lady Louise. I don't know about how shy she is, but I like Lady Louise. She is interesting. Live, Love and Laugh says, they kept reporting that Meghan made Harry not go hunting. Later yesterday, the headline said Meghan. Sometimes I think they put out a fake story with the purpose of then being able to do another story on it where they've kind of reversed the whole thing. It's exhausting. It really is. And yes, Princess Anne is amazing. And yes, please give this stream a thumbs up. How many? 354 watching. I'm surprised you're all not out wrapping presents. I wrapped my presents today and the cats were not helpful. I had to kick them out. Seriously. They were crawling all over the paper trying to get my bows and my ribbons. Oh, they thought they were helping, but they weren't. Muriel has given $5. Thank you so much. I've only just seen that you've done it, so if it's been there a while, I'm sorry. Thank you so much to you. Liv Love and Laugh says, I love Lady Louise as well. She's a beautiful young lady and very intriguing. I would agree with that completely. Yes, she needs to find a suitable person. And I know one not too far away who's going to not be very happy I've mentioned it. You know who you are. But yes, I think you are most suitable for Lady Louise. HM the King says, we do have favourites. It's Her Majesty. Yes, I think Her Majesty would top everyone's favourite list, I think. True G says, Meghan is a pistol. I'm not quite sure what that means. Hope is agreeing with me on something. I'm not quite sure what you're agreeing with me with. It's probably something I said further on up the chat. Yes, I agree. I think Diana would have loved both very, very much. Oh my God, Wendy, your son turned somersaults. My goodness. In the tummy. Oh my goodness. Christine said, there is also a new feud between Camilla, her children, and Meghan. Oh my goodness. Where's my fake news fan club? Don't fly off. There are no feuds. Feuds are fake. There are no feuds. Camilla's lovely. I'd love a little natter with Camilla and Charles. They seem really fun. Yes, I would love a little chin wag with Camilla. And maybe she could lend me some hats. I do love her hats. First Mrs. R says, I just told my mother last week that I think both William and Harry married women who were a lot like their mother in different ways. That's what I just said. Yes, I can see that totally. Cece says, hi from Jack's FLA. Love you. How do I donate? There is a little dollar button at the bottom, sort of down there, where you can see the chat. I have no idea how much Catherine ate while she was pregnant. Linda wants people to pray for Harry and Meghan. I have no idea why you need them to. Massa says there is a restaurant in the quaint artsy seaside village of Provincetown, Massachusetts, or P-Town, as it's also known, called Burger Queen. I've never had the pleasure of dining there. Maybe you should get a photo at Burger Queen. Running late. Yes, I think there was some tensions between Diana and her mother, but I think they overcame it before what happened. Julie Miller says, I think the royals do deserve some privacy. It's a lifelong job, so they need some relief from publicity. I would agree. And I think where privacy needs upholding, it should be. Especially if they're just trying to enjoy something that normal people do, including social media. Some of the royals will be having social media accounts and all that kind of thing. And, they have just as much right as anyone else to watch YouTube, to go on Facebook, to have a Twitter, to Snapchat if they want to. But if they want to do that privately, then they have that right to do that. And I don't think anybody should be, outing them unless they want. Some may want that. Some may have open profiles and be posting things to Instagram or whatever. But certainly, if obviously they want to have a private, low profile outside of the work they do, then they are entitled to that. And I most certainly respect and support that wholeheartedly. Pam G has donated $5. Thank you so much to Pam G, who supports his channel loads. Thank you so much, Pam G. Sheila says, I'm taking my Patreon back because you put me in timeout without checking if it was true. My goodness. I think the mods usually check before they do something. Noreen says you are spot on about which Duchess Diana would prefer. I think she'd like them both. PM Smile says, why not wear paper crowns from the cracker, as American viewers might not be able to visualize? In fact, demonstrate the whole Christmas cracker unwrapping, pulling riddle. Do you not have Christmas crackers? Do you not have crackers in America? Jamie says, Anne is the power behind the throne. I love Princess Anne. I love her nature. I really do. Very straightforward. Very Prince Philip. Go Getter says, have to go. I love your channel and your channel. Do take care. Give you a wave. Okay, I'm just skipping through a few, just so I can get down a little bit. PM Smile says, P.S. Elliot, you may not know that Americans are not sure what Boxing Day is. Also, Kedgeree and Hogmanay. Hogmanay is basically just the Scottish version of New Year's Eve. Still on New Year's Eve. Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. And usually some people have a Boxing Day dinner. But it does have different origins. I did go a while ago and I completely Googled it because it did have slightly different variations. And Kedgeree is a kind of, how do you describe Kedgeree? Can someone help me describe Kedgeree? It's kind of like, if you can imagine, a little bit like a rice pudding, but not. How do you describe Kedgeree if you've not had it before? Oh, Angela have I already said Angela, who donated $5? I think I have. Yes, I do try my best to tell the truth. Although I have it on some authority that maybe Darren McGrady may not have been telling the whole truth with his interviews. Jamie says, I've heard the Queen is pregnant and it could be twins. My goodness, can you imagine? Twins in your 90s? I don't think so. Especially with a new hip. Philip, of course. My goodness. Can you imagine? I'm not sure what Sheila said or did because I didn't see it. I just saw people saying that there was something bad. Vicky P says, putting together events like the Invictus Games should get more credit. It gets loads of credit when it's happening, but of course, lots of work behind the scenes, like you say. It's hard to put something like that together. It's not about quantity, but rather quality. Of course, there's a whole team around the Invictus Games, but yes, certainly Prince Harry is very instrumental in it, and it does get credit, especially when the whole Invictus Games is actually happening. I know people want to see the new Harry and Meghan Black Labrador, but we will see when we see. I was half expecting maybe, the dog to be in the Christmas card photo, but no, we got the wedding photograph instead. First Mrs. R says, can you send a link to your speech to the media department at the palace? I have no idea. Well, I mean, I guess I could, but they can watch it on YouTube. Julie says, I think it would be nice to do your Christmas speech after the Queen does hers. That way we can watch both of you. Luke Guy says, I bet any money someone has mentioned Elliot to the Queen because he is so delightful. Thank you so much. And it would mean loads to know that the Queen watched me on Christmas Day. That would be really funny and a pleasure. Artist says, I want to watch the Queen with you. Have your TV on and we can watch with you. Yes, okay, so I will put it at 3:30, and obviously if I'm able to, I will try my best to be there at 3:30 to watch it as a live premiere with all of you. Parmalee Stevens says, I would prefer you doing your Christmas message right after the Queen so I can sit and watch them both. The trouble is I can't do like 15 minutes, I think, when I'm setting up the video. So my option would be 3 or 4:30 or 4. I'm sure I can't do quarter of an hour's, or maybe I can. Because of course the Queen's speech is usually around about 10 minutes. So that would give me 5 minutes to, get onto 4:15 or 4:30. It will be one or the other. I'll have to do some careful thinking. I'm just worried in case the Queen's speech for some reason overruns, although of course it never does overrun. It's always at 3. Okay, people want to watch together. Okay, people definitely want to watch together. So I'm going to skip down a bit. Floss and Rog Payne says Princess Alexandra and the Duke of Gloucester and Kent are getting long in the tooth. Long teeth. You bet they would all benefit from retirement. Well, they still do such a fantastic job. And of course, I think they still feel like they want to work. And, who are we to say they can't? Karen Johnson has donated $5. Merry Christmas, Elliot. This is my first live chat. Thank you so much to you. My goodness, you are all being very generous today. It must be Christmas. Thank you so much. Lou Guy says, my dad likes your tie. So sweet. It was a gift. Can you see? Sheila says, no, they blocked me here. I reported fake belly after Elliot's talk. Sheila, don't worry. I didn't see what you said anyway, so don't worry about it. It's fine. N. Sharon says, I'm really interested to see what Meghan and Harry name their baby. I wonder if it will be something modern. I'm thinking traditional for the first name, maybe something slightly unusual in the middle. You can get away with that. But yes, I'm thinking something traditional. Hope Marie says, really, Beyonce? There is definitely a video where her belly crumpled. I've seen it. Lillian Rose says, I wish people would be respectful towards older royal family members. I agree. But people generally are on here. Goodbye to Elaine, who will be tuning in for my Queen speech. My royal reviewer speech. D-Ray says, is Lizard Lady the same one that said Catherine's pregnancies were fake? Probably. It sounds like that one. Kelly Branch says, what is Boxing Day about? From New York. EAO says, Elliot, I saw her in New York City. She was pregnant with her first baby. Well, there you go. First-hand experience. Then why didn't the belly crumple in the video that I saw? I have no idea. Okay, I'm going to get the definitive on where Boxing Day came from, because the last time I said what it was, there was a few other meanings that came up. So I'm going to get the Google definitive on what it is. Hang on. Where is the definitive answer? Boxing Day is a holiday celebrated the day after Christmas Day. It originated in the United Kingdom and is celebrated in a number of countries that previously formed part of the British Empire, the Commonwealth. Boxing Day is on the 26th of December, although the attached bank holiday or public holiday may take place either on that day or 2 days later. Hang on. It's also the second day of Christmastide and also St. Stephen's Day. It is also celebrated as St. Stephen's Day in Ireland. There we go. There are competing theories for the origins, you see. There we go. None of which are definitive. So it doesn't have a definitive answer. Anyway, the Oxford English Dictionary gives the earliest attestations from Britain in the 1830s, defining it as the first weekday after Christmas Day, observed as a holiday on which postmen, errand boys, and the servants of various kinds expect to receive a Christmas box. The term Christmas box dates back to the 17th century and, among other things, meant, and there is a whole load of things, and there are different theories on where it came from, but one of the most common ones that's coming up is about these Christmas boxes, about servants being given time off. So yes, and I think it's kind of evolved throughout time and history too. So there you go. Wikipedia it, Boxing Day. There is a whole, can you see, there is a whole load of theories for you to work through. But I think the most common one is probably that, serving staff and that kind of thing have a little bit of time off and are given these Christmas boxes. Dee says, don't agree quantity of royal engagements over quality isn't impact one has more important than just showing up and unveiling a plaque. I think all of the work, if it was highlighted in the same way that they do for Harry and Meghan, would also be seen as massively impacting, but it just doesn't get the same kind of attention. Artist Victoria says, I saw that crumpled baby bump. There is a video. And why did it crumple then? Don't know. Mrs. BSN said, in a music video, Beyonce has her own photos with her pregnant belly, first pregnancy. She had C-sections with twins. I'm just saying what I saw. I only believe things what I see, and this belly bump crumpled. Urbanet says, does the UK press release that their constant unfair trashing of Meghan as a mixed-race new royal undermines the perception by the Commonwealth nations of Britain as an inclusive society? The UK press are a law unto themselves and forever probably will be. I cannot answer on their behalf, but I agree with you. I think certainly when we watched the documentary about the Queen this year, Queen of Our World, we saw lots of, well, actually, there was one in particular, a Caribbean gentleman, a young gentleman, was over at the palace, and he was talking about, although he's always had a liking and a connection with the monarchy, having Meghan join the monarchy, being of a biracial history, he now feels like he has that kind of a different level of connection with the British royal family. So Meghan has, and that was in, but by the way, go back and watch that segment because he says that a lot more eloquently than what I have just done. I'm trying to remember his words and I can't, I failed. But he said it in a way that made complete sense. And I think lots of people in the Caribbean, lots of other countries from the Commonwealth now feel like they have a physical different type of connection with the royal family that just wasn't there before. So Meghan has brought and drawn in a lot of new people who have probably always been supportive of the monarchy and always liked the monarchy and, want the Queen to be the head of the Commonwealth. But now they feel a different level of connection. And he put it wonderfully. So do go back and I think it was episode 1. I'm sure it was episode 1 where he said it. And it made perfect sense. Jamie says, try sitting on the throne. They make sure you can't. In Buckingham Palace, I would never actually try and sit on the throne unless I was in there on my own. Artist Victoria said, the palace would be great for a week or two. That's it, I go mad. It's not a hotel. Thank you to Mother of the Drummers, who says I look smart. Thank you. PM Smile says, Meghan was a Canadian resident for many years, so is well aware of many, many things British, many things royal, including the Queen's space on the currency. She will have known that is for sure. Candice Bavaria says, Cilla Black sang the best ever. Alfie. Oh, I love Cilla. Lou Guy says, reading cards, magical thinking is beyond me. It's not magical thinking, it's logical thinking. And yes, there is no witchery in it. Ava42 says, that gotten so bad that royal reviewers are turning on each other. I didn't see the comments, so I don't know. Okay, sorry if I am... Oh, Stephanie says, how do the royals feel about wearing furs? Well, I have seen the Queen wearing some, but they are vintage pieces. They are pre times when it was felt like it was wrong or unethical to have them. But I think what is more telling is actually what the royal family is doing in particular for Ivory, because as we know, Catherine has only in the last year or so received her royal family order. All of the older ones are made from, they have some kind of ivory content to them, whereas this one, Catherine's one, was the first one to be produced in resin. So I think certainly moving in the right direction, and I think that speaks volumes for how they want to go on the ethical level in the future moving on. I certainly haven't seen any new pieces of fur being introduced to any of the royals' wardrobe that I've seen. But yes, I have seen on occasion the Queen has worn extremely vintage pieces of fur, but certainly no new ones. And I don't think we'll be seeing any new ones. But yes, I was really in support of changing the royal family order to one of resin going forward. Of course, the older ones are still ivory, but going forwards in resin, which I think is very ethical and forward moving. Sorry if I'm skipping some. First, Mrs. R says the cats were just trying to get a peek at their presents. They were indeed. It's Christmas for my cats every day. Okay, there we go. Sheila, do not worry. A mistake was made and all is well. Will I open presents on Christmas Eve? No, we do it on Christmas morning in my household. Thank you to Alegna, who says I'm looking sharp. Thank you so, so much. Mrs. BSN has been to an opera at the Met in New York City. Patricia says, my cats love helping. They don't help, they're terrible. Jamie says, oh yes, Camilla's hats are the thing. I love them. I fell in love with Camilla's hats from her wedding hat onwards. She has excellent millinery. Vinny says, Sheila Carter seems to be good people. You maybe should welcome her because of the recent mix-up. Hello and welcome to Sheila. Sometimes I don't see what goes on in the comments because I'm trying so hard to do my show. So welcome to everybody. Joanne Polonsky has donated $20. Thank you so, so much. Just because you're you. Oh, that's so sweet. You get a fan flap. Thank you so, so much. You guys really are the best. But more so for just watching the videos. Anita says, how does the Queen go about her Christmas shopping? Well, I have to say, I haven't actually seen her doing a Christmas shopping. I would imagine that she may have some advice and she may send people out to get things. There's also every chance that she may select things from her own estates to give to people. And as we know, well, as we think we know, if Darren McCready is right, that the royals prefer inexpensive presents at Christmas, and with an emphasis perhaps on maybe having a bit of fun. So I don't think it's as if she just pops into Harrods, although maybe she does. Maybe we never know about it. Arnold Sanders says, 2 years ago when William and Catherine missed Boxing Day, the media said they skipped it. Harry and Meghan don't go. They say they snubbed it. Perfect example of bias. I would agree with you entirely. That is a very perfect example. And I couldn't have put it better myself. I really couldn't. Lou Guy says, yes, no fuse. This is my happy place. Seaside Mom says, I look particularly dapper today. Thank you. It's my lovely kind of herringbone waistcoat. Dee Dee says, Camilla's son was on GMB, Good Morning Britain, the day after the worst father of the year, saying how wonderful he thinks Meghan is. So there you go, no feuds. And yes, Camilla's son said Meghan should just keep doing what she's doing. Heard him with my own 2 ears, no feud. There is no feud. My fan is flipped again, right out of the room. Sorry if you've just joined and said hello. Hello. Sorry if I'm skipping. Pam G is late but going to catch up. And your Christmas is tomorrow. So you're busy cooking and prepping. Well, good luck to you. I know it can be stressful. Okay, people are saying, what are Christmas crackers? Monroe Taylor says, no, not in America. You have to buy in a special place, not common. What? No crackers? Lynn Beers is here as well and finally caught me. Okay, so you don't have Christmas crackers. A Christmas cracker. Oh, I wish I'd got one to show you. I've probably got one in the other room somewhere. A Christmas cracker is like a cardboard tube that's kind of got two end pieces, and it's kind of got like a really thin piece of what can you describe it as? Like a really thin strip of cardboard that has a little bit of gunpowder right in the middle, only a tiny bit of explosive, and then when you pull both ends, it's made of cardboard, it snaps and it pops and it makes like a little crackle, like a little crack noise, and then inside the cracker is usually a little toy or a little gift, usually of the cheaper variety, like a miniature pack of playing cards or a miniature mirror or a miniature table place setting or a little plastic frog that you can flick. There's so many different things depending on how much you spend on crackers. And also there's like a little terrible joke inside, and everyone has them because they're just terrible jokes, like really pathetic jokes. And a little paper hat that you unfold that's in different colors, and you put it on your head and it's in the shape of a crown. It's hard to describe a Christmas cracker. But yes, that is what a cracker is, kind of. If you've not had one, maybe you should buy some in because they are an experience if you've never had one. Lots of people liking Camilla. Woohoo! Oh, EAO does crackers for Hanukkah. Patricia says, you never have to have a reason to pray for someone. It is common practice. Okay, I'm still going through a few comments. Oh, Gerald says, will I write a book? I plan to. I wanted to write. Well, I've had an idea in my head for years, probably 10 years. I want to write one about the court of James I, kind of like the last piece of Elizabeth's life. Elizabeth I, of course, and then James ascending the throne and then leading into the gunpowder plot, which would be perfect for Halloween. So I would love to write one day. Sorry if I'm skipping again, but I do want to get down a few. Noreen says, do you think we'll get to see inside Harry and Meghan's new home? No. I don't think they'll be doing a hello shoot for their interiors. However, we may see sneaky peekies. When I say sneaky peekies, is because sometimes I'm convinced that, do you remember the interview, the radio interview that Harry gave? And I think it was filmed. I think it was filmed inside Nottingham Cottage. So I think we have seen sneaky peekies of just like when they've had people in to do interviews or certain things. So maybe they will do that at Frogmore. It may be easier to do that, or maybe they may still use Kensington Palace, the offices, or they may use Frogmore House, not the cottage, the house, if they have people in to do engagements. But no, I don't think we'll be getting a full-on YouTube-style house tour. No, I think that is their private home, just as we haven't really seen inside Anma. I don't think we're going to see inside the cottage. Maybe a sneaky peeky here and there if they have people in to do interviews. Maybe. Or projects, rather. Molly says, I saw the Royal Variety performance for the first time and found it very interesting or entertaining. The Duke and Duchess seemed to enjoy it. Who wouldn't enjoy a kind of model elephant? I really love that. Oh, by the way, I am going to go off this chat a tiny teensy bit earlier tonight because I want to pack away all my set. If you haven't seen my set, it's complete chaos around me and in front of me. Total chaos, because my weekly vlog goes live in the premiere format, so I want to be there in the chat room, so I need some time to tidy away. It goes live in literally 35 minutes time, so I'm going to be getting off really soon, so I'm going to skip down, and I am so sorry if I have missed some of your comments. I really am. Sheila says sitting in the throne room in America means the bathroom. We also use that too, kind of. SC says, when you said unless I was in there on my own, yes, shh, don't tell anybody. I'm never going to be invited now, am I? And yes, it is an excellent chat. So please join me back in 35 minutes because I will literally be in the premiere chat to do. Okay, I've reached the bottom now. And I want to make sure before I go that I haven't missed anything off because I didn't even look at my notes last week, I realised, after I'd finished. And I think we're okay. I've mentioned my giveaway. That's good. So all the giveaway links are in the description. Just check down. I also updated in my description the Patreon rewards. So if you are a $20 a month patron, you get a name check in the description. So check because your name will be there. And like I say, I will be doing the draw probably on the 2nd of January from my hat, from my top hat. So do go and check the description box out. And also check out the website, The Royal Look for Less, where you will get 10% off using my discount code. SC964 says, I wonder who I could tell. One is wondering, indeed. Maybe somebody, who knows? Jeannie Gibbs says, oh, maybe not Cracker Jacks. No, Cracker Jacks are not the same as Christmas crackers. Okay, I will get a Christmas cracker and I will crack it the next time I do a pop-up chat. I promise. I will save one from the Christmas table and I will all show you a Christmas cracker. But like I say, they do vary depending on what you spend on a Christmas cracker. You can get luxury Christmas crackers. You can get Harrods ones or even more expensive. Or you can just go down the local Tesco or the local Nisa or Aldi and just get a cheap old cracker with a little plastic flippy toy and a paper hat, a paper crown. It completely depends. Okay, my going early isn't really going very well, is it? I'm kind of still carrying on. But yes, okay, be back in 35 minutes time. You can wait in the chat room of the weekly vlog if you want to. And I'm hoping this week it doesn't buffer. It buffered last week and it so annoyed me because I like things to be perfect for my weekly vlog when I'm premiering it in front of you all. So I'm going to go now, pack away, get my cup of tea, relax, and I will join you in the chat room of the weekly vlog for when it goes live in 35 minutes time, which is 12 a.m. here in the UK. I'm sorry it's so late, but that's the earliest YouTube would let me put it on for the next day, so to speak. So if you have enjoyed this, oh, and I need to mention as well, if you're new, if you've only just joined, I will not be here next week. I'll still do a weekly vlog, but I will not be here next week. But I will be back on Saturday, the 5th of January. So I'm having 1 week off. So if you have enjoyed this chat, please give me a big old thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed and hit that notification bell because apparently it's been working tonight. So from me in Shropshire, goodbye.